Very well appointing watchdogs, but you have to make sure they bark as well. That's the key point with watchdogs.
It depends on the dog you buy.
Make sure they don't bite you.
That tends to be the conflict. Credit supply was referred to by Deputy Kitt, was referred to by Deputy Barrett, and it's obviously fundamental. And Deputy Barrett, I couldn't disagree very much with what you're saying. I'm not in favour of high taxation. I've made the point that income tax is at its limit. But in relation to the personal guarantees, clearly they will transfer to NAMA. NAMA has to be in the same position as the bank it takes the loan over from. In relation to foreclosure, I quite agree with you. If we have a flood of property dumped on the market, we will have an utterly unsustainable position, and that's one of the reasons why we have to establish NAMA and try and establish a floor in this market. We're very near it on the basis of the figures that we now have and the data that we now have about the yield from property, because the yield is at an all-time high relative to the assets, which is a clear, objective economic indicator that we're approaching the trough. And we really do need to banish our devils that I referred to earlier, this suggestion that we've further to go down and further and further and further, and that's part of the problem here, and that's part of the illiquidity in the housing market at present. And then reference was made to the Recovery Bank, and I've made it clear I will examine the merits of the Fine Gael proposal as well as detailed amendments on this legislation. I'm open to that. But I did make the point on the Recovery Bank that, and I'll come back to this with Deputy O'Donnell, that the logistics of having that bank up and running and actually contributing to a recovery in the short time period of between now and December 2010 are very, very difficult. Now, in relation, but I mean, I agree, Deputy Barrett, that you're taking and your party are prepared to take. I'm going to come to you now, Deputy O'Donnell, if you don't mind, and because I know you're waiting. And